Hey there, I'm John Can. I'm the owner of NV Property Solutions LLC, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of using a real estate agent to sell your house right here in Reno and the surrounding area. So if you're thinking about selling your house or you just don't know where to really start, this video might be right for you because, like I said, I'm going to be showing you the pros and cons of selling your house with a real estate agent. But before we get started, as always, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please like the video. And of course, share it with all your friends, especially if they're thinking about listing their house or even possibly selling their house and all that. Or, yeah, heck, they're just, looking at options. In any case, let's just go ahead and just get started and talk more about the pros and cons of selling your house with a real estate agent. So, first thing is showings. The pro with showings is you're going to have a lot more people in your house, and you're going to have a lot more people being able to see your house, so that way, whether it's virtually or in person, doesn't matter, you're going to have people that are able to see the house and possibly giving you an offer that same day. However, the con on that side is you have a lot of people in your house. If you're like most people, especially in the current time right now where the coronavirus is still going, people don't really want a whole bunch of people in their house just because it's a pain in the butt having to clean after every time someone goes through the house. But if that's not really that big of a con, but it kind of is, just because you have a bunch of strangers in your house, and of course you have to keep the house clean all the time. And if you have kids, you know that they're going to leave a pair of dirty underwear or something on the floor. And as soon as they do, that's when all the buyers are going to show up, and you're going to have an open house or something of that nature, and all that. So, pros and cons of showing: yeah, you're going to have a lot of people in your house. You're going to have a lot of prospective buyers. But on the flip side, you're going to have to keep your house clean, and you're going to have a bunch of people in your house, and you're going to have to clean and disinfect and all that after they leave. Okay. Next thing is property condition. With the property condition, if it's in excellent condition, this is definitely a pro with when you're using a real estate agent, because most real estate agents, they don't really necessarily want to list a house as is. Some of them will, some of them won't. You just have to talk to whichever agent that will list your house in as is condition if you so choose to that way. Or if your house isn't in the greatest condition, this might not be a pro. But in any case, if your house is in really good condition, you're going to have a much better chance of selling your house to a prospective buyer, especially with your house being listed with a real estate agent, because most people right now, they want a house that's pretty much move-in ready. They don't want a house that they have to spend, another $1,000 or even $10 or $100,000, just to fix the house and all that. The cons with having a poor property condition is the agent might not list it, but they might also list it. But the con with it being in immaculate condition, I don't really think there is a con if it's in immaculate condition, especially when you're listing the house with a real estate agent. But then again, there might be someone, heck, you might have the most, greatest house on the entire block, but it's in one of those areas that no one wants to buy in because of, poor schools, or crime is really high, or something that just makes the house not really want that ideal for people to be to live in. Maybe it's on a really busy street, or something like that, like on a corner lot of a really busy street. Not very many people want to live there. But that's really the only con to it if it's in really good condition. If it's in poor condition, the con is that you probably won't be able to list it with a real estate agent. All right, the next thing is holding time. The pro with holding time is, like I said, if your house is in really good condition, the chances are your hold time is going to be a lot less, just because in this market right now, as soon as a house comes on the market, it's already has 10, 12, 15, 30, 70 offers. Who knows how many offers it has, but it's getting offers right away. Now, but on the other side, with a con with that, is if the house isn't in greatest condition, it might sit on the market for a little while. It might sit on there longer than you expect, and there's no guarantee date of your closing. So even though you have a buyer, and your house is in as is condition and all that, you still might have a buyer, but the bank might take their sweet time getting the financing together and all that. So uh, working with a real estate agent, the con there is like I said, it's not guaranteed you're gonna have a guaranteed closing date. But on the other side, you might, just because of the way the market is. So it really depends on what you're comfortable with. The next thing is costs. The pro, I'll go ahead and add this in here too, but I'll read this. Top agents, top agents include all the latest technology innovations in their marketing plans, including professional photography and virtual tours. These agents will sell your house in Reno or the surrounding areas, listing them on the MLS as well as most highly trafficked sites online, such as like Craigslist and Trulia and Zillow and all that stuff. And then knowing that you have a professional agent representing you during all phases of the process, meeting every deadline and handling everything, including and all of the complicated paperwork, as well as is all worth the expense. So if you've never listed a house for sale or anything like that, or if you ever try to sell the house yourself, that it could possibly be a pain in the butt to list the house yourself, because one, you have to field all the calls, you have to do all the marketing, you have to do everything. And with a real estate agent, yeah, the cost can be pretty high, but you don't have to do anything, so it makes it a little bit more convenient for you. Now, the con to the costs with hiring a real estate agent is, yes, you're going to have to pay commissions. And if you've seen any of these other videos or read any of the blogs I've done, that on average, a real estate agent with real estate commissions and stuff is 3% on each side. When you sell your house, you have to pay both the buyer and the seller real estate agent commissions. And on average, it's about 6%. Then that comes right off the top. But also, too, sometimes you'll have to pay for an appraisal. Sometimes the buyer won't pay for that. Sometimes you will have to pay for an inspection, especially if you get your own inspection before you list the house. Yeah, you're going to have to pay for that. But sometimes, too, the buyer will actually want you to pay for an inspection. Not always, but sometimes they do. And if, for whatever reason, you want to get I can't think of what it is, but it's basically a BPO or a broker price opinion, you're going to have to pay for that as well. So just keep that in mind when you're actually doing your research and stuff like that. Or if you think that maybe you want to list your house by yourself, and do it for sale by owner, or if you're looking at possibly doing it with a real estate agent. Or if you don't want to do any of that, you can definitely reach out to us at any time at 775-391-5236, or head over to our website at nvpropertysolutions.com. There you can learn more about us, check out more of the blogs and stuff like that, and of course there'll be a link down in the description, so you can just head right over there. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you learned a little bit and all that. But to kind of recap the pros and cons of everything, showings, pros with that is you're going to have a lot more buyers coming in to look at your property. But the con is that you're going to have to keep it clean, and you're going to have people in your house and on all that. Next thing is condition. Pro with condition is if it's in really good condition, you're probably going to get a better offer, and you have a higher chance of selling it, as opposed to it being in poor condition. With the con for poor condition houses, the con with that is the agent might not list it, or if they do list it, it might sit on the market for a long time. Which brings it into hold time. The pro with hold time is if the house is in really good condition, you're going to have a better chance of getting it sold, rather than if it's in poor condition. But with hold times, you don't know exactly when the house is going to sell, and that's a con for it. Next thing is cost. Pro with cost is you get all the the technology and stuff like that the real estate agent uses, but the con is you have to pay the commissions and some of the other fees and stuff like that associated with using a real estate agent. Now, if you were to sell your house with a for cash or to a cash buyer or a real estate investing company such as NV Property Solutions, you won't have to pay any of that. You won't have to worry about any of the closing costs, any of the hidden fees, or there's no hidden fees, no commissions, none of that. So, say if we offer you $100,000 for your house, that's essentially what you're going to get for your house in cash, and we can close in 7 days or 5 days or whenever you're ready to close, we can close. Anyway, that's it for this video. I ran a little long on it, but other than that, hopefully you learned something. If you did, great. If you didn't, please comment down in the comment section below and tell me why, or if you have any questions or whatever, and all that, just throw them down in the comment section. Anyway, other than that, that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, you guys take care and stay safe.